Good evening and welcome to Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Brakely, along with the host of Love 101, my man, Naeem Najib. What's going on, brother? How you doing tonight?
Peace, Charles. Peace, everybody.
All right, all right. Hey, man, great to be here tonight. Looking forward to the topic, but before we get into that, we're going to go right into our sponsor, which is the A Game, and we're going to let them tell you who they are. Here they are, the A Game.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
And again, that was the A Game. A, like I said, is good for libido, strength, and vitality. It's also good for your immune system, 19 natural herbs. So definitely check it out and get on your A game. And again, this is for fellas only. Hopefully in the future we'll have something for the females. All right. So what's going on, Naeem? What are we talking about tonight, brother?
We talking about whatever y'all want to talk about tonight. I'm liking this format,
Yeah. I was digging the two last week. I mean, we had a great participation last week, and I think that's good. It opens up everything, and then everybody can come in and join and talk about what they want to talk about. So it was awesome. I had a great time last week, definitely. So
yeah, me too.
yeah.
So definitely looking forward to more of that. So again, I'm Naeem Najib, uh, writer of books, teller of truth, and all of that stuff. I got all of that on Amazon. You can trust me. It's not a game. All of that, and I'm here to answer your questions, whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart, whatever you want to ask about love and relationships. It doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. It could be about dysfunctional relationships, about toxic patterns, all that stuff. And to give you some time, because I know we have lag time between
hmm
where we're at and how you're hearing us, about a 30-second delay, then I'll just review the five facts of love and fear.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? Let's do it differently. Since we're doing things differently, Charles, why don't you take it away with the five facts of love and fear because you know this as well as me.
All
So
right. Well, do you want
yeah,
me to bring up the screen or how you want to do it? You tell
well,
me.
it's on you. We about to talk about love 101, facts of
Mhm.
love and fear. So
Well,
take it
tell
away.
you what, I'm going to go with the love side, because I'm
All right.
all about love. I'm not about the hate, so I'm about the love.
All right.
So, the acronym FACTS, okay, that's our freedom for
You
F.
gonna bring it up?
Oh, you want to bring it? Okay, I was going to do it, from the dome, but okay, there we go.
Okay.
We'll go. Well, since they got it all here, I just do it all for you. You got love, which is facts of love and fear, and facts is the acronym, and it stands for. Look, we're going to fear category first. As far as fear is concerned, the F stands for fear. The A stands for attack and anger. The C stands for conflict. The T stands for trauma, and the S stands for separation. But when you have love, the F stands for freedom. The A stands for appreciation. The C stands for communication. The T stands for trust. And the S stands for sincerity. So there you have it.
So does this
So
work in only romantic relationships, or does it work in?
no, this is for all relationships, whether it's romantic, just a friendship, anything. You could deal with any type of relationship there is. Because like you said before, and we talked about this before, a lot of people, when you say relationships, they think automatically assume it's a romantic relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't gonna lie, before, me and you hooked up, as far as, we started talking, I used to say, think the same thing. If you say relationship, the first thing that comes to mind is a romantic relationship. But now I've learned that, it could be any relationship, whether it's friendship, workmanship, whatever. If you're working with whatever you have with this person, that's the relationship. So, but with all that, you can have fear and also love. So,
All right.
I didn't break it down as quite elegant as you would have, but I try to put my little spin on it.
No, absolutely. That's what we're here for. We do this every week because it needs to be remembered. And if you can't relate it to how it makes sense to you, then it's not gonna apply. I mean,
Right.
you're not gonna be able to apply it and make sense out of it. It's just gonna be random intellectual concepts.
Right.
So
Exactly. Hmm.
let's take a random one. Appreciation. So how would that work in our relationship? Since we have a relationship, what does that mean to you in terms of like how does that work?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you as a person, who you are. Things you do. You know what I mean? Like I said, our friendship is we have a awesome friendship. You know what I mean? As far as like I said, I appreciate everything that you bring to the relationship. You know what I mean? You're a great guy, funny dude, and we have a great time, and I appreciate when you take your time to come up here to Delaware. That's a long couple hours ride. I appreciate that. And I appreciate when we sit down, we break bread. We eat, we talk. All that. So, that's how that works. Just showing, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? So,
I appreciate it too. I appreciate you too, and
mhm.
I appreciate the just us coming and being consistent and doing this every week is
There
very
you go. There you go.
means a lot, and
Hmm.
that it's been like we've been very consistent and very high quality content here, and
Yeah.
I appreciate you recognizing that from the jump when we first started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's easy because, like I said, I was confused too. I was confused like a lot of people were, as far as what love was. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks it's a feeling, is the way you feel this day. You might feel, it hurts, it does this, and love was everything. So you broke it down, with universal principles, and again, when you have that and you can understand what love is, then you realize that it's not that complicated the way people make it. So,
Yes,
yep,
thank you. It
yep.
looked like the tint of life is tuned in.
Let me see. All right. What's going on, Ty? Hey, thanks for tuning in, brother. Every week, every show, we definitely appreciate you, man. And those that don't know, check out Tyrone Ricks. He's down there at 7th and Hayes, man. He's doing big things, amazing things for the city and city of Chester and, cities and beyond, because he's doing more than just for the city of Chester. He's going reaching out. He was just in New York not too long ago. So shouts out to him. Hey, man, continue to do what you do, man. Much success and love over here. And we got some questions in the back as well. Oh, no, we know. I'm sorry. I thought we did, but we don't. All right. So,
Again, this show is about y'all, everyone. So anyone listening in, what questions do you have?
right. Any questions, anything that anybody has, please give us something, Okay, Shannon Joy says, I'm here and I have a question. Okay, Shannon. Thanks for tuning in. Shannon Joy just tuned in. She says, I have a friend who desperately wants love and marriage, but she believes that men should make the first move. Wow.
That reminds me and she also says she doesn't go out COVID and rejects online dating. So it's a
Okay.
good question, Shannon. And so, it's a good topic to bring up. And Shannon also says, so she's kind of stuck in the house, not doing anything, and just in want of a relationship. So there's three things that we can talk about. One is the idea that men should make the first moves, just the idea of making a move and what that means.
Yeah.
Online dating, that's another thing. And then we have she just wants just in want, meaning in desiring a relationship. So those three things. So now, and also y'all feel free to also comment and answer or talk about that too online. I wanted to talk about first about the whole men making the first move thing. Now I have a book called Shoot Your Shot, A Man's Guide to Approaching Women online. I mean,
Right.
on Amazon available. And it's basically about that. It's about a heterosexual man's guide to approaching a woman or women attracted to and desires to have a deeper connection with. And
Right.
and it gives me a good chance to talk about this book because I also wrote a sister book to that called Shoot Your Shot, A Women's Guide to Approaching Men. which I haven't published yet, but it's been done for like 2 years, and it's
Right.
just, I haven't got to the publishing process yet. But they're extremely similar. They're basically the same content, and it basically says that it's not about first of all, it's not about a man or a woman making a first move in terms of engaging. Like, that's a programming that we have, that, oh, men should be the pursuers, the hunters, and so and so. And I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, Charles. So can we
Yeah, I'll go right on mute. Yep. I'm sorry.
So yeah, the production quality, but yeah. So yeah. Now it's up to everybody to you have your own opinions and approaches to it. I'm going to give you the truth about love. How would love approach dating if love was a woman in desire of a man to connect with? Let's start with connection, because maybe it'll lead to marriage, maybe it won't. But how will you ever know if you never give it a shot, right? If you never try, if you never at least open to it. And this is the thing that is the first move. The real first move that we don't realize is being open to the idea of something. It's kind of like, and I'm not going to get gendered here, but let's just take the idea of someone's cooped up in their house and they want someone to come by and sweep them off their feet, right? They want their ideal person to come. Now, what if I'm like, you know what? You're my friend. I know you. Let me just go back to gender. I know you. I have the perfect man for you. He checks all the boxes, all that, sending him to your house. And then, knock, knock, knock. He comes up and you're like, who's that? It's the man of your dreams at the door. What are you going to do? Most people, they're going to be afraid and not open the door, right? So the first thing is about the first move you have to make is internally say, you know what, I'm open to a different kind of connection, and take all the guilt and fear and programming off of how that connection is to be made. We all know that things are not going to be the same as they were pre-COVID, going out, meeting people, all that stuff, even being hooked up with friends that, know somebody you meet up. It's not safe. It's not the same. And there are other ways to connect. Charles and I connected, what were we online, like 6 months before we ever met in person once that first time, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And we built a very healthy relationship based on those facts, on the freedom, the communication, the trust, the sincerity. And hey there, welcome.
Hello,
Ruti.
happy to be here.
Happy to have you. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, she froze up on us. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna put her in the back room till she comes back.
All right. We'll have you right back in a few minutes.
Okay.
At least she froze.
Oh, there she is. There she is. Okay, there she is.
Here I am. Yeah.
Okay. Loving the wild here.
It has a mind of its own. I have no say.
So I was asking, before we continue, will you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Ruchi, and I met Naeem recently, so excited, to meet this wonderful new person who has a lot of insights on love and relationships and other things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this question. I don't know if you can see it in the private chat, because today is an open conversation about whatever is on everyone's mind.
Okay.
And if we could, again, go on mute when we're not talking, just so we can preserve the audio. Yeah. So the comment was from someone in the backstage. I have a friend who desperately wants love and marriage, but she believes men should make the first move. Okay. So now, and it says she doesn't go out, COVID, and rejects online dating. So she's kind of stuck in the house, not doing anything, just in one of a relationship. And so I was just saying that the first move question, quote, is to be open to the idea of a connection differently than it was pre-COVID. So how, rejecting any inroads of connection with someone and then saying, oh man, I wish I could connect with someone. It's like your phone rings. It's like, no, not answering that. Someone knocks on the door. No, not going to answer the door. Someone's like, oh, I want to introduce you. No, I'm not going to meet them. But what do you want? I want to meet someone desperately. I just gave you 3 ways to meet someone. You're not being open to any of them. So what do you have in your mind? Like, I would ask Shannon Joy, I would ask, how do you think you're going to meet this man without being open to any other avenues that you haven't explored yet? I would ask her that question. And then I would say for everyone else, again, my book about a man's guide for approaching women or a woman's guide for approaching men is not about pickup lines or smooth talk or any of that. It's basically about being a people person. I don't think I have the book here. No, I don't have the book here, but it's about being socially competent and enthusiastic to meet people, however it may be. And in order to, what I say in the man's guide is kind of funny, and I give it to men and they look at it like, wow, that's so interesting. Because the main thing I said is like, in order to meet women, you must be interested in meeting people. And guess what? Women are people. So, because guess how I love your face, Ruchi. Because guess what? You know, if you just train yourself to talk to people that you're attracted to, you're going to be weird and you're going to come off as a creep, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever the gender. Like, oh, I'm just going to try to talk to people that I'm interested in connecting with romantically. That's not going to be good enough because your vibe, your energy is not going to be sincere. Remember the facts of love. So if you are not sincerely open to meeting people in life, then don't try to approach just one kind of person. So I would suggest to your friend that she start being open to meeting more people, socializing, going on network mixers. The way Charles and I met was on an online networking mixer where business people come together and share their ideas and just meet and connect. And it was a very great, upward vibe and great energy. And even though we were on Zoom, I got to meet a lot of great people who I'm still in touch with, including Charles. So I would invite her to do that, Shannon. And anyone else have anything to say on that? I'm gonna go on mute.
Nah, you know what, Night? Hold on, let me show them all. Oh, I am off mute. Okay. Yeah, Naeem, you make sense. Like you definitely have to like people. You notice sometimes you'll say hi to certain people and they automatically become defensive as far as like you'll say hi to somebody, be like, what is he speaking to me for? It's like all I said was hi. I didn't ask for like, I don't know. It's like they seem like you're bothering them or something. You just try to be nice. Hey, how are you doing? And it seems like today, like a lot of people today, when you try to speak to people, it's like, what's the matter with him? Why is he speaking? I don't know if you see that a lot. I see that a lot, a lot more now for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of women, I see that with them. Like you speak to, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, he's trying to, if you just say, hey, how you doing? It's like, they jump away. Like, I'm like, wow. I said, I wasn't trying to come on. I was just saying hi, So I do see that. And like you said, you have to be sincere as far as in general, like liking people. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, I mean, of course, like I love people. So of course I'm going to speak to you regardless. If I don't know you, if I see you, if I make eye contact, I'm going to say hi to you. I'm not going to just look at you and be like, that's weird. To me, that's weird. To me, it's weird. So when I say hi, don't get an attitude like, why did he speak to me? Like, come on, I don't get it. So I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can help me. We do have some comments over here. So I'm going to go right to the comments. I'm going to hit where my man Ty is. He says, I appreciate that, brother Charles. Really, much love. Hey, much love to you too. Thanks, Ty, for tuning in. He also says, what up, Love Doctor? You have a great show, brother. So Naeem, you're gonna keep that name, Love Doctor. You know that, right? Because remember, you didn't like it at first. So now everybody's gonna call you the Love Doctor.
I have something I wanted to say.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, just name what you said about some people having this idea that I only want to speak to someone I'm interested in. Like right. That assumes that which is like cutting out all of the fun, which is getting to know or to allow yourself to be surprised. Like if I say I'm interested in you already, that's like assuming that I know who you are, what you are, and I'm cutting myself off.
Isn't it funny she froze when she
said cutting herself off?
That was funny, right?
I know.
Fun than being, like because it's already over if you know.
Right.
But if you are willing to find out, then there's somewhere to go. So
Yeah.
I would say like asking, having a little bit of spirit of fun and adventure about it too. Like you want love, you want a relationship.
Yes.
Okay, she's
What
cutting
about
off again. Hey, but we got exactly what you said.
Thank you, Ruchi.
Thank you. Yep. And we got Izzy. She's saying hello. And Ty says good evening, Izzy. Okay, everybody's talking to everybody. Let's see. Okay, we got Dreddy Girl says, thanks to you both as always. Appreciate it. Could you talk about why expectations are not helpful in relationships? What are loving ways to approach this? Awesome question, Dreddy Gal. Thanks for tuning in like always. We appreciate you.
And I want to say thank you for what you said, Ruchi. And some of it got cut, but it was at the most perfect times because everything you said was complete and we heard it, we received it. So thank you. And what was I gonna say? You were saying cutting yourself off from an experience, not enjoying the journey of getting to know someone. Like you think, oh, I'm definitely just interested in you, so I'm going. Like allow yourself to be surprised, like you said, and be open to, I'd say, just meeting people where they're at and where you're at in the moment. You have no idea what's going to develop. But if I say, you know what, I see you, I know we're going to make great business partners. So come on, sign this contract. We're going into business today. Let's go, guys. Like that wouldn't make sense as much as it wouldn't make sense to say, I'm attracted to you. Let me get a ring real quick and put it on your finger or propose. It wouldn't make sense, right? So how about you just get to know people and be open to that experience? And so yeah, also this is a good time to bring up the idea of introvert and extrovert. I learned something about this recently, that most people are what's technically called ambiverts, and you have a dominant, whether you're more introverted or more extroverted, but we're all, pretty much all of us are good at interacting with people, being functional socially, but also at being alone, being by ourselves. Most people are in general, and some people more than others in degrees. But the majority, like the vast majority of people, are ambiverts. But then there's a small minority of truly extroverted people and a small minority of truly introverted. So what is a truly extroverted person? There's someone that like they seem like they have to be around people. They like, I have to, like, I gotta be in your face. I gotta be around, gotta be socializing, gotta be in person, like, or they can't stand their own company. And then the introverted person, you probably never met them because they're introverted and they don't come around people, right? So a truly introverted and truly extroverted person, most of us are both, and more dominant in one or the other. So it's like, okay, yeah, I will prefer to be by myself, but I'm cool with people, or I prefer to be around people, but I'm cool being by myself too, that sort of thing. Just wanted to throw that in there for idea. Andretti Gal, we're gonna come to your comment. There was a comment in the back from Callie Soul. She said, if someone is a quote good for now person in your life, do you think it's necessary to have that conversation with them? And then she asked transparency ? And I think that was in response to Shannon Joy's question. Is that about just meeting someone who's the person you really want to marry and so and so? So she said, if someone is a good for now person in your life, do you think it's necessary to have that conversation with them? That's a good question. What do y'all think? I would say, out of love, you would set the goal and the purpose with someone, regardless of how long you, or what the depth of the connection that you think you're going to have. You at least should talk about, hey, these are my intentions, or this is what I would like to, I would like our relationship to be devoted to growth or learning or support or sharing or whatever it may be that you can both agree on, sharing some ideas about that, have that conversation. And if there's an attraction there, I think it's important to say, hey, I'm kind of attracted to you and I'd like to explore that, and be open to whatever response. That's the other thing that I wanted to mention when it comes to approaching people on a attractive or romantic sense. Be open to rejection. That's what stops people before they start. A lot of the time is the rejection thing. I have a whole chapter about rejection in both those books and in the social book. So it is kind of a neutral book about socializing with people, period. Then there's a book about men approaching women, women approaching men, in the heterosexual idea of it. But the social book is very important, because even when you said, Charles, earlier, like, oh, some people you're just saying hello to and they're like, oh, what's wrong with you? That's kind of a rejection, because you weren't saying hello to get that response. But as a people person, or someone at least exercising your social muscle, because socializing is a muscle and a skill. That's why it's called social skills. Got it? Makes sense? I'm gonna just pause for effect, because that made a lot of sense, right? I know. So so social skills can be improved on, just like your skill in mastering love and trust and communication, appreciation. These are skills that you can learn and master. It's not just, oh, he's just good at socializing, she's just good at socializing, they're just very loving person. No, they practice. So I bet you, Charles, you practice saying hello to people. You see people you don't know, hey, how you doing? Hey, just talk, chat with people, strangers. I've seen you do it, so you can't deny it. And and so that's what you want to do as a person who's just looking to connect with more people, even without the romantic undertones. Practice. Start saying hello to your neighbors. And if you're not going out as much, start becoming, there's meetup.com, there's Clubhouse, there's a whole lot of places, there's social media. But social media can be kind of antisocial. I would suggest that you get on some kind of thing where you can actually talk to people, whether it's like this face to face, or you're engaging about topics that interest you with other people. So whatever way that you're comfortable doing that, and just know that you won't be comfortable with every form of it. And that's part of overcoming social anxiety, is putting yourself in situations that it brings that up so that you can overcome it. I have a quote that says, do one thing you fear every day. If you do the thing you fear, the death of fear is certain, or rather your dominance and dominion over the fear, because the fear will never go away. It'll always be there, but it's up to you whether or not you're going to listen to it or not. Whether you're gonna, oh, I don't know if I should say hello to this person, I feel like they got an attitude and they're gonna be stink to me if I say hello. Just dismiss that and say, hey, how you doing? And be enthusiastic about actually saying that, and don't expect them to return the compliment, the smile, the anything. Even just a nod, a smile, it's all a connection, it's practice. So we can continue with the comments if you want, Charles. Actually, no, let me go back to Dreddy Gals here. Thanks for, can you talk about why expectations are not helpful in relationships? Good question. And I'm actually gonna, can you share my screen? Okay. So here we go. And love is not a game, a manual for loving relationships. Here's what expectations are in a word. Expectations are attack. Here are some examples of how the program uses neutral things to attack and imprison you. So let's say giving to get. Like, so you're giving this, so you're to get, meaning you expect that in the next, for the gift, and it's not a gift. So give, you pay for dinner. Why? So you can get them to pay next time. Give, take them out this time. Why? So you can get them to take you out next time. Give them a kiss, so you get a kiss. Give them a hug, so you can get a hug. Send them a text, so you can get a response text. Call and leave them a message, so you can get them to call you back. Express your dissatisfaction and anger with them, so you can get them to change. Express your feelings, so you can get their validation. Spend time with them, so you can get them to spend time with you. You follow? So it's these are giving to get. These are unhealthy ways of approaching anything. A loving way would be, you're doing all this stuff on the left side because you want to, because it's consensual, and because you're doing it out of love and appreciation, not because you're trying to get anything at all. So what are these? These are all expressions of imprisonment and attack. Whenever you do something with the expectation of anything in return, even a thank you, you are attacking and imprisoning your partner and yourself. And we will come back to that, but let's go forward with some comments. Ruchi says, isn't in the chat, isn't it always good for now? Because we don't know who we will be in the future. That's a good response to that. If someone is good for now person in your life, do you think it's necessary to have that conversation? So Ruchi says, isn't it always good for now? Right? And whoever that person, whether that person profess their life to you forever. I will be with you for the next 1,000 lifetimes. Even so, all we got is right now. That's all we really know. And that's good enough right now. Because you can say all that 1,000 lifetime stuff and then turn around and not wake up in the morning when you fall asleep. You know, turn around, something else happened. Turn around, you have a change of heart. But right now is all we have. So right now is always good enough. How about that? And Black Rose says, hi, you guys. And Fatima says, embrace it, beloved doctor, uncle. I have received it. I'm embracing it. I'm learning to appreciate it. So thank you all for being patient with me. I gotta get like a, what would my superhero outfit would be? It'd be like a big heart or something, right? Love doctor, and it'd be a stethoscope.
Yeah, big heart, with 101 on it.
There you go.
Hey, we got Fatima. She says, the universe did it. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And Black Rose says, I believe expectations can sometimes ruin the expectations.
That's confusing.
She got cool with so.
Gotta bring things.
For real. Hey, all right. Fatima says, I like that people always think I'm putting off or playing hard to get. I actually want to get to know people and let things develop naturally, or as I put it, organically. We may be a match, or we may be friends, or we may be nothing, and that is okay. All right. Thanks for that comment, Fatima. Definitely appreciate it. Oh, you're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Fatima. I'm talking to myself. So I was like, I have a question for the group. My question is, how do you go about getting to know someone? That's my question to anybody out there you want to share. How do you go about, I'm typing it, getting to know someone? Just wanted to get some ideas. So, yeah.
Well, the first thing, is communication. I mean, just a, nice hello. I guess that's to get it started, I mean, and then from there, decide, I guess, the person that you say hello to, if they accept that, then maybe, you two can get together. You can talk about some things to get to know each other. I don't know. I'll just threw that out there. What you think?
I think that's starting a connection. Yeah, that's
yeah. You got to say hey or something. Sorry.
You have to have an initial connection,
right.
A connection. Whether that's just a nod, hello, a smile, a compliment, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And I would suggest, definitely look into that book I told you about. Because can you share my screen? I'm gonna show it on the screen here. Is it showing yet? Yeah, where is it? It's one of these. There it is. How to be socially attractive, a guide for becoming a people person. This one here. This actually gives you the skills of, here we go. Do you have trouble meeting new people? Do you feel awkward in social situations? Do you want to be better at engaging people, making conversations, remembering names? This short guide will, read more. Contains everything you need to take your social life to the next level, covering everything from the mindset and the skill set of a people person. This is a guide for immediate application. Would you like to learn how to genuinely connect with people everywhere you go? Engage in a free, fun, I'm a better writer than I am a reader, so y'all just excuse me. Engage in fun, free-flowing conversations with strangers as easily as you do with your closest friends. These are questions. Would you like to learn how to create connections and spark interest in the people you meet? This is a guide. If this is a guide for you, what you see is what you get. This is a guide about how to become socially attractive, a guide for becoming a people person. Add this guide to your library and these skills to your repertoire. It is a short read, 2 hours max. Enjoy. Well written, Naeem. I don't remember writing that. I'm like, who wrote that? That was kind of good. All right. So yeah, I really recommend that book. Oh shoot, you got it. Can I borrow that, Charles? I don't even got that joint.
No, my brother, you got to get your own.
thought we were friends. Yeah. So I think that I know that book has the preliminary skills you need to spark a connection, and then from there, because all these things are skills. Making a connection with someone is a skill. Complimenting someone is a skill. Being genuine is an actual skill when you're not used to doing it in socially fluid situations. Making small talk is a skill, but what's not a skill, and what I maintain, is genuinely being interested in doing it. Like, I genuinely want to be better at this. You can't be like, man, I hate people, but I want to I want to connect. So let me just read this. But what does it say? Compliment them on some. Hey, dude, your red hat is kind of cool. Did you like what I said just now? Forget you. All people suck anyway. I don't know why I'm reading this crap. You can't be like that. You genuinely have to if you're going to compliment someone on something, I don't give you a list of lines and stuff. I give you examples, but it has to be something you genuinely, like, you personally, like, wow, I like that shade of red. Like, that's like I really like that shade of red. It's really nice. It has to be something that connects for you. Oh, I like your hair. I like your smile. I like that cologne, whatever that jacket. It has to be something that genuinely connects. Don't just be like, oh, what did it say in the book? Clothes, smiles, face. I like your face. And you're like, actually, I can't see your face because you're wearing a mask, but dang, I'm coming off as a creep. Ah! You can't fake being genuine and sincere. You just have to be sincere. Let all the low anxiety come out. And I would say being sincere is even saying, listen, I really don't know what to say right now. I'm having trouble finding my words, but your smile is breathtaking. And I'm just saying that because it is. I really genuinely like your smile. And I'm not too good at this complimenting people thing, but I just wanted to tell you that your smile is really gorgeous, or, great. If you just tell the truth and you genuinely mean it, the sincerity will communicate more than the words themselves. So do not mimic words. Speak from your heart. Even if you can't find the words to say, you know what you should say? I can't find the words right now, but I'm trying. That's genuine. It's like, oh, I don't know what to say. Then say that. If you want to say something, say, I don't know what to say, but I do want to say something to you. I hope that that's making sense, everybody. So.
Yeah, you just kicked some game for some people out there, so that was awesome. So you just gave out a couple lines, just to let you know that.
Be quiet, y'all. Go back on mute.
Hey, Black Rose says, I go about getting to know someone by asking and listening. All right, there you go. And we did have a comment in the back room as well, in the back chat. They said, she said, Ruchi says the same thing. She said, conversation. In the generative sense of the word, where you don't just take turns talking or assume you know what the other person will say.
Right. I'm gonna just shut up and wait for my turn to talk. Wait till you be quiet so I can say what I already had scripted in here to say before I met you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That people are energetic antennas. They'll pick that up. The insincerity, the creepiness, you know when somebody's not being genuine.
Oh, I know. Hey, it's crazy. Hey, we got a big one here. Fatima says, lots of conversation. I like 20 questions.
I can't even see my
That's a song by 50 Cent, 50, what was it, 50? Anyway, she says, I like tons of questions. I mean, lots of conversation. I like 20 questions. I actually found that those questions to be very informative and can really cut deep into a person. I try to make sure that I don't make anyone feel pressure. I try not to be judging or making certain comments that make a person feel judged, but I will let someone know things that are my absolutes, things I will not entertain in any relationship, even in a casual one. I am honest, but brutally honest. I think and try to be considerate in all my, and she went from there. I know. That's a lot. She wrote it down. Thanks, Fatima. We appreciate that one. 20 questions. Huh, that's interesting. Did you read that? You want to read that again? There you go.
Can you continue it from where you left off? Because I don't think it finished. But,
Yeah. Okay. I try to be considerate in all my. Oh, I guess she meant 20 questions to love.
Oh, okay. That's
There you
nice.
go. Okay.
I wonder if you could share more resources about that. Is there a link? Is there a book? Is there something that we can
Yeah,
find?
that's interesting. She says, "Bah ha ha." Hey, great comment. And we got Black Rose on here. She says, he isn't having a hard time with, He isn't having a hard time with virtual school. If I trusted teachers, I send him back. Did you send just? Wait,
That
maybe.
must not be for us.
Yeah, it must not be for us. Hey, Black Rose, you're doing too many things at one time. But back to Fatimala, man. That
was a comment.
Yeah. So I don't know what Black Rose talking about,
but back to Fatima. The 20 questions and what you said about someone not feeling pressure, including yourself. There should be no pressure in loving connection. And I have a book, actually, 2 books about that. It's called Communication is Not a Game. I think that's volume 1 and 2. That's all about heart-based communication, a manual for heart-based communication. And also another good book for connecting with someone is, I don't have it over here. Oh yes, I do. This is specifically a romantic relationship. Happily Ever After, a guide for healthy marriage. It's not you don't have to be getting married for it, but I wrote it for people who are either, going into marriage, married, or propose, etc., or just considering it, or even not considering it, but just want to get to know the person better. So there's just lots of questions here that you can ask. So like getting to know each other, all of that stuff is in there. Values and beliefs, fears and sensitivities, education, sex and sexuality, health and money and interests and hobbies. All that stuff is in here. And you can even have space where you write your own questions in and all that. So I made it very, very thorough. Actually, not just me, but the Love 101 team, see here, wrote it. I didn't put my name on that. It was the Love 101 team because we all wrote that together. And yeah, so, and also the other book about sexual communication is good. I have a book that I'm working on called, I don't know what it's called yet, but it's about. I'm looking around like, what is it's about having a deep human connection with people. It's called not what it's called, but the book is about creating deeper human connections and how that's done. And so I think this is a good conversation for pursuing more of that idea, because I've started writing it. I haven't continued, but this conversation is inspiring me to continue. So, oh, I see. Fatima says it's a list of questions. You can look it up online. It's a game to get to know someone. All sorts of questions, all different areas of life. Very good. Yeah, thank you. And also a game called We're Not Really Strangers is another good one for that. I'm also going to create a card game about that sort of thing, like getting to know people. I think the most important thing is to feel safe about communicating openly with someone, sharing, hearing, receiving, and expressing. Because if you don't feel safe to do that, the connection will not be honest and it will not be strong. It will just be like, you're trying to put it in a box. Like, this is how I communicate with my with my work people, how I talk to them, but I'm not going to get personal, etc. For people who you really want to deeply connect to, you got to put up what you want, meaning you want them to be vulnerable with you, you got to be vulnerable with them. And sometimes they won't even reciprocate or be vulnerable, but you have to give yourself no pressure, and you have to find a way to enjoy connecting and giving it a shot and knowing that it's not always gonna work the way that you think it will. So it's all about practice, y'all.
Got Black Rose. She says, to the love doctor, can you give me 5 questions to get to know someone? But then she turns around and says, Fatima, I think Fatima answered my question. I don't think she gave out. She didn't say any. She didn't give any specific questions. So I don't know if that's what you mean or what. All right, we go. Hey, Black Rose, get back with us on that. And thanks for tuning in on YouTube too. We appreciate that. William Dickerson, what's up, baby? He says, question in regards to connecting. What's your take on? I'm sorry, one night stands that end up in relationships?
Very specific question, Will. Thank you.
That's my man, 50 grand. Check him out on Friday nights. Williams World.
Williams World. Thank you. One night stands that end up in relationships. Well, I would say I don't even need top. I'm gonna go back to Black Rose's question because she asked for a top 5. I'm gonna give you top 1 question that you gonna ask, and you can ask it all the time and always get to know someone. So it's a cheat code, y'all. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. I'm gonna give a 5-second for dramatic effect. Going off camera. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the question, love doctor? Well, you have to get back to us next week. Wednesday, we're out of time. Wednesday at 7, we'll bring that question to you. You know, coming to a computer or a phone near you. Yes, but hope I have your attention now. The question is this: what do you want? That's the question. What do you want? Like, what do you want in general, and what do you want in specific? What do you want right now? What do you want later? What did 10 years ago you want? What do you want now? What did you want yesterday? What did you want now? What do you want to eat? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to see? What do you want to do together? What do you want? What do you want? Where do you want to go? Not that many options, but what do you want to connect on? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to have as a purpose of our relationship? What do you want? That question, you can ask it all the time and still get to know people that you thought you knew your whole life, and still get to know what do you want, and attach more to that as needed or as the situation arises. So what do you want? Now, Will's question in regards to connecting. What's your take on one night stands that end up in relationships? Well, I have no personal take on it. I do have the truth of love, and love's take on it is it a healthy one night stand or unhealthy one? Meaning a loving or fearful one. So do we have freedom in that? Each person is feeling free and expressing themselves as they want. Each person in innocent. Each person appreciating the time and the energy shared with each other. Each person communicating and having consent. If the sex is going on, the sex, because one night stands usually implies the sex, not 5, not 7, 6, That was corny, but it was worth saying. What was the other one? Trust. Is there trust there? And 5, is there sincerity there? And is it in the relationship that it ends up in? Is it a healthy or unhealthy relationship? Is it a relationship based on freedom, appreciation, communication, trust, sincerity, or is it a relationship based on fear, attack, conflict, trauma, drama, and separation? That's the only thing. Love has no judgments on one night stands. Who knows? Some of us could be here because of a one night stand. There's no judgment on that. It is what it is. We're grown people. Do what you want to do. You're free. You're innocent. Just know that there's a loving way to do it and there's an unloving way to do it. So there you go, Will. Can we go to the next comment? Black Rose said, I love cheat codes. And Ruchi said, I got it. And Fatima says, vulnerability is a certain type of freedom. And when I give it to someone and they misuse it, I have a tendency to pull back and find it difficult to regain trust. And on my end, there is a loss. There's a loss of respect, sadly to say. That's understandable, Fatima. It's understandable. Here'd be a good book for you to recommend. Trust is not a game. Talking about trust. Trust is not a game. A manual for, what does it say? A manual for grace, meaning having grace with yourself, with others, learning to trust yourself, learning what trust is, what it's not. It's normal to, when you feel hurt, to pull back and not want to engage in that. And I have to say, everybody here has been hurt. Everybody here will be hurt. It's part of life. And there's a way to gracefully imbibe and embrace that pain, heal, and move on to deeper connections, because you're not meant to live your life in sorrow, misery, fear, pain, grief. Not meant to live your life in it. You're meant to experience.
Okay, he's breaking down a little bit. Naeem's connection is breaking down, but we definitely love the questions. Hey, we're going to take a 30-second break here and give our sponsor a shout out. And here we go. We're going to take a 30-second break and come right back. This is the A Game.
This is A Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
All right, and that is the A Game for your strength, libido, energy, and vitality. Definitely check out the A Game. Give me a call at 302-723-2836 and 302-723-2836 for your free sample of the A Game. This is for men only. We do have some women products coming out eventually, but definitely check this out. Also great for your immune system. 19 natural herbs that will definitely help you out, especially, you know, these times that we're living in now. So again, give me a call, 302-723-2836. And we got Naeem back. We just lost him for a second, but he's back in effect. You know, see how that works?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yeah. I have my backup plan because, you know, 2 is 1.
There you go. And Black Rose says, I guess asking people if they're serial killers on dating apps isn't a good question.
It's an honest question, but the question is, you know, do you really think you'll get an honest answer? And my I would like to say, if you believe that you're going to encounter a serial killer, you don't need to be on the app. All right. You don't how about this? On a dating app is literally a 100%. I need hold on. All right. Serial killer. Try to jump down my throat. So literally, what is the risk? You're not meeting the person in person yet. You're not even talking to them. They don't have to know your real name. None of that stuff. You can literally just chat and connect and see what happens from there. You can have anonymity, the freedom. You can, again, picture, no picture, whatever. You put your picture with your mask on, sunglasses. There's so much. I would recommend that if you're going into it with a mindset where you think you'll be hurt or attacked, then don't go into it at all. Wait until you feel enthusiastic, safe, and just experimental, like, oh, let's see what happens here. And trust that you will be able to detect if something is off with someone before you put into motion to invite them to your place of residence or to meet them in person or what have you, right? Because this is not funny, but it's a fact. A lot of us have been serial killers out here by being super spreaders, by not taking care of ourselves and spreading this disease around. And you don't know how many people down the line you've killed. You know, you don't know, right? And I'm just saying that just as a PSA, also to be careful out here, you know, and whatnot. Wear your mask and all that. But literally, I know what you mean, Black Rose, but also the mentality of fear
into any type of interaction with another person is not going to end well. So you want to come there with an open, experimental type of energy where it's just open to see what happens. It's okay either way, whether we connect, whether we talk, whether we meet up, whether we get married, whether nothing happens at all, whether we're friends, whether we ghost. It should all be okay either way. Online dating and on virtual connections are the perfect place to safely connect with people, especially in this day and age. And it's one of the, I guess, more preferred, I won't say preferred, but more prevalent options out here, since a lot of other things can be compromising. So any other questions or comments we got out here? Will says, I totally agree with your answers about the one night stand ending up in a relationship thing. Yet there's an entity known as heat of the moment. It changes a lot. Where is this heat of the moment? I got my space heater down here, but is it heat of the moment? It's coming. It's like, y'all just be regular, just chilling. Like, yo, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And then heat of the moment jumps in and you're like, changes the whole thing, right? Next thing you know, you're doing WWF with each other and stuff. Can you hold it down for the 1, 2, 3? I understand what you're saying, Will. And heat of the moment, aka passion, aka expression of extreme attraction and sexual polarity and energy. It can also change a lot in terms of, are you being heat of the moment in fear and attack and anger and guilt, or you being in love? Because you can either way, something's going to happen, but that energy as it rises, you're either going to precipitate a very hurtful, traumatic situation, or you're going to invite and extend a extremely explosive and orgasmic, blissful experience that may be very healthy and happy and memorable in a good way. So heat of the moment must be managed responsibly by responsible adults who also are training their minds to learn what love is and their skills to know how to connect with people safely, consensually, and with purpose. So heat of the moment is not a bad thing. It's just another tool that you can use or not. But I just recommend that you do it safely and responsibly. Because, yeah. All right. Fatima says, grace with others, deeper connection with that person. Bust them to the white meat. LOL. I don't understand the last part, but yes, grace with others, grace with yourself, indeed. And Fatima also says, I've been very fortunate with online dating, made very decent connections. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. I wish y'all could hear me laughing in here. Me too. Yes. Anything else? Anything in the back chat room?
We got about like 3 questions in the back. Let's see. Oh, it seems like the question is really, can I trust you? Okay, he went out again. I think this is from Ruchi. Okay. All right, that was okay. Never mind. Hey, Naeem disappeared again. I don't know what happened. He left the scene, but I don't know if y'all guys can hear me out there. Yeah, I guess I'm off of mute now. So hey, he's going to come back in here, but thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate y'all. Hey, we got different ways that you definitely can reach us here at Feel Good Talk. We can reach us here at hold on, it's taking forever to come up here. Matter of fact, here's Naeem. Let me get him back in here right quick. All right, here we go. All right, brother, you keep running from me. So I don't know.
I know it's the heat of the moment just keeps catching up with me. I keep pressing the wrong button.
Right.
I was trying to look at the chat. I remember the last thing is the question is, can I really trust you? And I would have to offer again, the question comes down to, what is your definition of trust? And If it's a universal definition, then that means it comes down to your decision.
Right.
If your definition for trust lies in what the other person does externally, meaning, and can you go on mute real quick, Charles?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If your definition for trust is about reliability, which is, oh, can I rely on you to pick up the phone, to show up at this time, to make me food, to do this, to reciprocate, to blah, blah, blah. That's not trust, y'all. That's another form of expectations and reciprocity. It doesn't have to be trust. The definition of trust that we use is love. Love is trust and trust is love. And the question comes down, if you can love them, you can trust them. If you can appreciate them, you can trust them. If you can communicate with them, you can trust them. If you can be sincere with them, you can trust them. Just like you can trust yourself. You can be sincere with yourself. You can free yourself. You can appreciate yourself. You can communicate with yourself. It's the difference between the internal decision to trust and the idea that trust is some metric based on some feedback that I'm getting from you. Oh, well, you showed up on time 4 times out of 4, so I think I can trust you to show up on time. No. What if the 5th time you get in an accident on your way here, and then you get knocked unconscious, your phone gets lost, your battery dies, you can't reach out, and I'm like, I'm waiting here 20 minutes, 30 minutes, they haven't called, they're usually on time, I don't trust this anymore. Or are you just not trusting your thoughts and your perception of the situation? You don't know what's going on. And here's a secret, and we can close on this. You cannot trust anything external to you, people. Nothing. You can't trust what your eyes are seeing. You can't trust the weather. You can't trust that you're gonna wake up in the morning. You can't trust that your heart is gonna give you another beat, because one day it will be your last beat, and you don't know when that day is gonna come. So you can't trust that my heart is gonna continue beating all day and all night. My lungs are gonna breathe air. You can't trust that the person in the back, the chef making your food is not putting something in there it's not supposed to be in there. You can't trust any of this stuff. But what you can do is you can believe in the best good in people and in yourself when it comes to those things. Why do you get in the back of cars with people you don't know and call it Uber? You excuse yourself by calling it Uber or Lyft or rideshare. You don't know this person. You don't know. And there has been incidents on rideshare where people have gotten murdered in terrible things. But yet we still do it. So we can't say there's 100% record that when you get in the back of a stranger's car, they take you where you want to go and it's a pleasant ride. That's not 100% in the human experience. So it's not universal. But your belief and your faith in the goodness and the honesty in people is what keeps you going. What keeps you going to restaurants, what keeps you getting in planes, getting in the back of strangers' cars. And I would ask that you also extend that to people that you want to connect to and meet, whether it be online, in person, on the phone, social media, whatever. Because extending the idea that this person is not out to hurt me, not a serial killer, that we can create a beautiful connection together, will serve you better personally. Regardless of what's going on with them, will serve you better, Naeem and everyone, than believing that they're out to get you somehow. So trust starts with you. I trust your heart. I do not trust your intentions. I do not trust your words. I trust your intentions. I trust your heart. I trust that you don't mean me harm. But I do not trust your words, your actions, and what may be your history. Just because you showed up 4 times out of 4 on time, I don't trust that's going to happen next time. But the grace is that if you don't show up on time or I don't show up, I believe that you meant to. You didn't mean to stand me up. You didn't mean to attack me or embarrass me. You didn't mean to do that. And because I know I didn't mean to do that. So that's where it comes down to. You got to differentiate between the internal trust and the expectations, as Dreddy Gal said, and the reliance on what we think somebody's going to do or say. You cannot trust that stuff. You can only believe, and it's good enough. Belief is good enough. It'll get you there. All right, I'm done.
Awesome, brother. That was awesome. And we got Celeste in there. She says, wow, confirmation. She says, amen, preach. And Dreddy Gal says, appreciate those comments and questions on trust and truth. And they had one in the back where Ruchi says, you can believe. Well said. So awesome. So hey man, it's a great conversation, man. Thanks for everybody tuning in as well. And we got
Yes.
CC. She has another comment. She says, manifest only positive thinking. There you go.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. You know, preach, Celeste, preach.
How about this, everybody? You can't trust that the next person, even someone you know, has COVID or not. You can't trust that. You don't know for sure. Trust means certainty, y'all. The word trust means certainty. Do I have certainty that I don't even have certainty that I don't have COVID, right? I don't even know if I don't get tested or what have you. I don't know from day to day. But the thing is, I believe I'm doing the best I can. And I believe that too. But again, you know, when it comes to things like that, it may be better to take more precautions. But when it's something as frivolous and as petty as, you didn't call me back, how come you abandoned me? How come you didn't answer my phone call? I don't trust you anymore. You got to earn my trust. You got to stop, y'all. Grow up. How about this? People have lives. The first thing they think about in the morning is not you. The thing they think about all day is not talking to you and how you feel about them. People think about themselves more than they think about you. Period. That's it. Because you know you think about yourself more than you think about anybody else. And it's not a diss. It's just the truth. And we need to start telling the truth about stuff. Being able to look at your resume and see that you have a perfect attendance through high school is not good enough for me to say, well, you're a good mate because you had perfect attendance. You're a valedictorian. So you're going to be a good husband, wife, father, mother, friend, whatever. It's just an idea and a metric. And it's very superficial because people change. Things change. Feelings change. The weather changes. So just be grateful. Grateful, yes, and graceful, because you don't know if things are going to change in a way that you don't expect. And then it causes you to end up looking like a dishonest person, right? How about this? There's situations where just like, sending money online. I'll tell you a story about someone who was supposed to send money online, supposed to send somebody money, but the bank wouldn't allow them to do the quick pay or the Zelle or whatever until they got the confirmation on their phone. That phone number they don't have anymore. And the only way that they would be able to send the money is if they talk to customer service. Customer service was closed for that time. But imagine if they had to send that money to someone in a hurry. They would look, and they have the money sitting in an account, but because of all of this bureaucratic nonsense and things outside of their control, they look like they forgot about me. They couldn't send me the money, or they wouldn't send the money, or what have you. Oh, they're a dishonest person. They're a crook. They're just trying to swindle me. They won't pay me back. Maybe they're trying their hardest to do it, but because of circumstances that were unforeseen by everybody, it was just blocked in that moment. So there's another opportunity for grace. And yes, there's going to be times where people are just going to be delinquent and forgetful and downright try to swindle you out of some stuff. But be grateful and graceful with yourself for dealing with that, learning the lesson, not holding grievances, and moving forward and doing better in the future. But don't allow that to close your heart to people just because of what one person did. One man did this, so all men are bad. One woman did this, so all women are bad. No, it's not. Your mind is bad when you think about women and men because you see only the past and your mind is preoccupied by past thoughts. Naeem and company. Because I'm always talking to myself first. So you got to remember to purify your mind and your thoughts every day, all the time, because having stinking thinking is not healthy. It literally is thinking. You know, it is. It's not helpful, and it's stinking. It's rotten, and it causes your relationships to spoil. So, and ruins relationships. And I got a book about that, Secrets to Selfishness, a guide for ruining relationships. If you want to learn how to be a selfish ruiner of relationships, then get that book. It's a good book to learn all of the ways that not to do if you want to have a healthy relationship. So anyway, hope that was helpful, y'all.
Hey man, that was great. I just want to let everybody know they can check us out on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, Facebook at Feel Good Talk, YouTube at FGT Mind, Body, Soul, and Business, and Instagram at feelgood.talk. So, hey man, awesome show as always, brother. And, definitely appreciate that. Hey, shout out to everybody that tuned in as well, man. We definitely appreciate that. Shout out to everybody that participated. Shout out to the people in the back room that are participating as well. And we had a great show tonight, man. That was an awesome show. So learned a lot, man. Learned a lot, brother. So,
and it's helping me too. Thank you all for engaging, because like I'm over here trying to be Copernicus every week, trying to figure out, like, I wonder what the people want to talk about. I'm just going to make something up in the topic, and it's good. I do enjoy doing that. But also, how about I just ask, what do you want to talk about? Because it's more fun for me that way. We get to all share, and we doing this again next week, because I'm not preparing nothing except what's already prepared. I mean, I got enough stuff prepared, y'all. Come on, like look at this. Look at this. Look at all of this stuff. Look at it. Look at.
And again, as I say every week, this is all Naeem Najeeb. This is all his work. So definitely, hey, let them know where they can buy your books and stuff at too, man. Definitely. You got that up there?
I don't know, Charles.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay.
No, Amazon. Just go to Amazon.
Hey, go to Amazon, look his name up, Naeem Najeeb, and everything should pop up there. But we do this every week, so if you don't know, you can actually go back to a previous show. You can actually see exactly where everything is. But again, this is all his work, and I definitely appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being transparent as well. Thanks for sharing your work with us. We definitely appreciate it. And Celeste called you a madman.
I'm like, whoa.
Oh my God. So hey man, a great time. And again, hey, thanks for everybody for tuning in. This is Feel Good Talk. Matter of fact, before we do that, now you got anything to say before we get out of here?
We've been on for 1 hour and 11 minutes. That sounds good to me. I have nothing else to say. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, and if anybody got any topics that they would like to talk about, just hit us up. Comment in the box here, comment in the comments here. Let us know, and we'll definitely attack that as well, because we're gonna have open discussion again next week, Naeem.
Yeah, so you can think about your questions now, everybody, because it's gonna be the same format. So think about your questions now. Write them down somewhere, and then we can just deal with them, or even write them down, think about them, and share them.
Okay.
Open the conversation. So yeah.
All right.
And also in the back, somebody said the only constant is change.
Mm-hmm.
Jan and Joy said the only constant is change. Thank you. And HT Lovejoy here on vacation said thank you. Appreciate you all.
All right. Definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, this is Feel Good Talk Love 101. Hey, my name is Charles Brakely. I got my man over there, Naeem Najeeb. We'll see you next week, same time. That's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. I'm sorry, I'm coughing at the end. I guess I got what were we calling it? Heat of the moment.
The heat of the moment got you, Charles. It got you.
So again, we'll see you next week, same time.
Hey, I'll close it out. See you here next week, same time, same place. Peace.
There you go. You gotta get that peace in. You know what I'm saying?